Psalm 27:4. One thing I have asked of the Lord, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in His temple. Beauty and God. Napakahalaga mapag-usapan natin kung ano ang koneksyon ng kagandahan sa Panginoong Diyos na may likha. Song of Songs 4:1. How beautiful you are, my darling. Oh, how beautiful. Your eyes behind your veil are doves. Your hair is like a flock of goats descending from the hills of Gilead. Mga sensual na description ng kagandahan, but napakalinaw naman that this is part of Scripture na napaka-central ng beauty sa pag-uusap at mga usapin tungkol sa Diyos. Why do we admire, celebrate, desire, love, create beauty? What is beauty? Well, beauty is not tangible. Hindi siya talaga truly tangible. It is only in the mind as a pleasant feeling aroused by a combination of qualities like size, color, form, etc. Beauty is part of human origin and experience. Sa mga pag-aaral, kahit sa archaeology, even primitive tools have designs or have symmetrical shapes, which sometimes really don't serve a purpose other than aesthetic. Pampaganda lang. The definition of beauty changes over time, but there are constants. There's always beauty in patterns, symmetry, ratio, proportion. And the patterns that keep coming up in all these things that we see as beautiful are all rooted in nature. Lahat ng paulit-ulit na mga padron kung ano ang kagandahan, nakikita natin sa kalikasan. Psalm 8:3-4. I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have set in place. So pati ang pag-aayos ng mga bituin, ng heavenly bodies, may kagandahan, merong order. And patterns even become part of our biology because it helped our ancestors survive. Halimbawa, patterns and symmetry and colors and forms showed them which things are safe, edible, pleasing, and also which things were dangerous or poisonous. Sa itsura pa lang ng mga halaman, malalaman mo na safe ba itong kainin, safe ba itong hawakan. Genesis 2:9, the Lord God made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food. Why beauty makes us happy is a very interesting issue. Well, patterns are found in nature like shells, waves, clouds, flowers. Symmetry in nature signifies normality. Pagka may symmetry, merong regularness sa mga design, ang sinasabi nun sa atin, normal ito, normal ang mga bagay-bagay. Halimbawa, does the cloud signify rain sa itsura niya? Are the waves safe to swim sa itsura lang ng mga alon at agos? Can I eat this sa itsura ng halaman? Symmetry in human faces and features also show health and fertility. That's why people are attracted to physical beauty, because the health and fertility of a human being can be seen in the shapes of his anatomy or her anatomy. Song of Songs 2:3-4. Your teeth are like a flock of sheep just shorn, coming up from the washing. Each has its own twin, not one of them is alone. So may symmetry pati ngipin, at ito yung hihahalin tulad sa magandang mga bagay that are already regular in the lives of the people writing the verses. Things that help us survive activate the reward centers in our brains. Nagagandahan tayo sa mga bagay na alam nating makakatulong for survival. Kaya nagagandahan tayo. Halimbawa, ang mga kababaihan, nagagandahan sila sa mga lalaking malalaki ang braso, malalaki ang hita, malalaki ang mga bisig, kasi it will help them survive. Kung yun ang naging asawa nila, may pagtatanggol sila. At gusto naman ng mga lalaki, yung mga babaeng malalaki, mga balakang kasi madaling mga anak. Meron silang mga magaganda mga breasts kasi makakasustain sila ng mga sanggol na kanilang i-breastfeed. All of that is something to do with survival. our concept of beauty is related to survival. Recognizing signals of safety and nutrition trigger nice feelings in us. And we find all of that beautiful. Song of Songs 2:3, like an apple tree among the trees of the forest is my beloved among the young men. I delight to sit in his shade, and his fruit is sweet to my taste. Very, very picturesque ang description dito ng male beauty. And the singer likens the love of her life to a tree of nourishment and sanctuary. Beauty is so hardwired in us that research shows it is a part of our instinctive brain. Now, why is beauty important? Among the reasons we've already said, without beauty, nothing else matters. In fact, one of the signs of acute depression, pagpapabaya sa sarili, sa anyo, sa amoy, sa kalusugan. Pag ang tao hindi na interesado sa kanyang itsura, sa kanyang amoy, sa kanyang kalusugan, it could be a sign of acute depression. Ibig sabihin, hindi na normal yan. Kasi ang normal, ang tao, gusto siya ay mabango, gusto siya ay magandang tingnan, gusto siya ay maayos. Warped and damaged beings live amidst ugliness. Halimbawa, yung possessed man na pinuntahan ni Jesus, nakatira siya sa mga libingan. Si King Nebuchadnezzar, nung nawala ng sariling bait, naging asal hayop at halos itsurang hayop. Or living amidst ugliness damages people. Kaya kalaban ng true godliness ang poverty, ang squalor, kasi nakakasira ng pagkatao, ng dignidad, ng kagandahan. Kaya dapat ang tunay na espiritualidad, nilalabanan ng poverty. We create and produce what we need, and more than what we need, para we are not only surviving, but we're also able to be generous, and we're able to create a culture that incorporates beauty. Our brains and body react to beauty. It feels natural to experience joy, pleasure, shivers down the spine, awe in sight of great artworks, or sometimes even negative emotions of fear, anger, or disgust in front of ugliness, or visually challenging stimuli. Ang bilis natin mag-react sa maganda, tingin ka agad. Sa nakakadire, iwas ka agad ng tingin, pikit ka ng mata. Sa karimari-marim, ayaw mong tingnan. Instinctive yan. When we modernize the world in the last several hundreds of years, we exchange natural forms with artificial forms, like houses and buildings. Yung mga magagandang kuweba, pinalitan ng mga building na hindi naman laging magaganda. Ang magaganda lang yung sa mga monarchs, sa mayayaman, pero ang daming hindi magandang artificial houses. Ang magagandang mga landas sa gubat, pinalitan ng mga kalsada. That is why city dwellers love to see and enjoy natural surroundings, structures, and foods. Kasi ang tunay na nagagandahan tayo, yung natural, yung nasa nature. Kasi napakatagal na panahon na ang tirahan natin, ang kaulayaw natin, puro nature. Kamakailan lang, only just maiksing panahon na ang tao ay nasa mga artificial houses, gumagamit ng mga artificial na daan, artificial na upuan. Napakatagal nature ang ating kaulayaw. Kaya ngayon ang mga city dwellers laging gustong bumabalik sa natural setting, sa probinsya, sa mga beach, sa mga ilog, kasi yun talaga tayo. Yun ang likas. Ecclesiastes 3:11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. Beauty should be the starting point of everything. Ang mga humanidad naman, in our effort to modernize, we value function over form, usefulness over beauty. But studies have shown that emotions follow form. Halimbawa, nasa ospital ka, mas maganda yung nakakakita ka ng mga colors, mga beautiful scenery, kaysa drab, empty wall. Tapos kuminsan, marami pa sa mga ospital, merong malungkot na eksena ng crucifixion na may imahen doon na ang lungkot-lungkot pa. So, marami mga tao nade-depress lalo pagka nasa mga ospital. All things in nature have a shape, a form. that tells us what they are, that distinguishes them from others. Luke 12:27, consider how the wildflowers grow. They do not labor or spin, yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. Beauty ang topic. Laging beauty, topic din yan ni Jesus. Beauty begets beauty. But we neglect beauty in favor of costs, functionality, efficiency. Kaya lost tayo. Ang dami-daming mental problems sa mga tao sa modern times. Kasi ang konti-konti ng beauty na nakikita natin sa daily life, lalo sa city. We build rows and rows of concrete housing that nobody wants to live in, except that they really need to, so napipilitan rin sila. We build blocks of boring buildings, ugly elevated roads, or very ugly pedestrian walkways na ang pangit ng mga city. Kaya tuloy maraming stresses, maraming sadnesses, at maraming hindi maipaliwanag na sakit ang mga city dwellers. Humans don't like monotony or disorder or ugliness. Genetic sa atin yun. Ecclesiastes 3:20, all go to the same place, all come from dust, and to dust all return. So here the writer describes the monotony of life and finds it meaningless. Looking at dull and vast facades makes us feel bored, uncomfortable, or depressed. Beautiful surroundings improve our well-being, our behavior, our cognition, and mood. So have and replicate nature as much as possible. Beautiful surroundings will improve our health. Psalm 96:11-12. Let the heavens rejoice, let the earth be glad, let the sea resound and all that is in it. Let the fields be jubilant and everything in them. Let all the trees of the forest sing for joy. So here the psalmist associates nature and joy. Beauty can change how people act. Beauty and visual arts help sick people heal faster. Happiness is aroused by how beautiful you find the place you live in. And in reverse, sadness is aroused pag napapangitan ka sa iyong kapaligiran. You've got to do something to beautify the little part of the planet where you are para sumaya ka. It's good for your mental and emotional health. Kung may magaganda kayong mga sapin ng kama, ngayon yun na ilabas, gamitin. May magagandang unan, magagandang plato, ipaglalabas, gamitin yan. Kung meron kayong mga nakatagong magagandang ilaw, lampshade, yun ang gamitin nyo ngayon. At sa bahay, isuot nyo yung mga mas magaganda yung pambahay, hindi yung mga mukha tayong basahan sa bahay. Although yun ang pinaka-komportable pag mukha kang basahan. Pero yung magaganda yung tuwalya, ilabas. In other words, pagandahin ang paligid para sumaya ang mata at sasama na dyan ang ating puso. God intentionally created the universe to be beautiful. Lahat ng ginagawa niya noon, sabi niya, it was good. Ecclesiastes 3:11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Psalm 65:8, the whole earth is filled with awe at your wonders. Where morning dawns, where evening fades, you call forth songs of joy. Psalm 104:24, how many are your works, Lord? In wisdom you made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. At bawat creature magaganda, hanggang kaliit-liitang kulisap, kalaki-lakihang bulaklak, pati mga bato, pati mga hugis na mga ulap, lahat maganda. There is built-in harmony in nature. Kaya as much as possible, we should not disturb nature. Kasi yung nature, siya mismo ang nagme-maintain ng kanyang kagandahan at ng kanyang harmony. Genesis 1:31, God saw all He had made, and it was very good. Job 38:31-33. Can you find the chains of the Pleiades? Can you loosen Orion's belt? Can you bring forth the constellations in their seasons, or lead out the bear with its cubs? Do you know the laws of the heavens? Can you set up God's dominion over the earth? The obvious answer for a simple man is no. Pero ang talagang tunay na sinasabi ng verses na ito, that the constellations mark and are in harmony with the seasons, and they order the heavens. May kinalaman kung kailan matutulog ang mga oso sa kanilang mga hibernation sa arrangement ng mga bituin sa langit. Interconnected ang lahat. That's how God meant it to be. Isaiah 40:26, lift up your eyes and look to the heavens. Who created all this? Who brings out the starry host one by one and calls forth each of them by name? Because of his great power and mighty strength, not one of them is missing. So all the stars and constellations and heavenly bodies appear in their appointed time, and their cycles repeat without errors. At pag may sinasabing end, hindi yung end of the world, hindi yung end of the planet, hindi end of life, end of a cycle of time, end of a season. Job 25:2. Dominion and awe belong to God. He establishes order in the heights of heaven. May kaayusan, at ang kaayusan ay kagandahan. Humans were created to recognize and appreciate beauty, to process visual input or assess our surroundings. Beauty meets an inborn need for meaningful information. Sa physics, mayroong concept of beauty na tinatawag na the golden ratio. The golden ratio, also known as the divine proportion, is a mathematical ratio commonly found in nature. This relates to the so-called Fibonacci sequence, yung 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, in which each term is the sum of the previous two. Ano ibig sabihin natin? Yung 0 plus 1, ang susunod nun, 1, di ba? And then 1 plus 1, yung magkasunod na dalawa, magiging 2. So yung 2 plus 1 na sinundan niya, magiging 3. Yung 3 at yung 2 na sinundan niya, magiging 5. Yung 5 at yung 3 na sinundan niya, magiging 8. Yung 8 at 5 na sinundan niya, magiging 13. And so on and so forth. Now, ano yung Fibonacci sequence or the divine proportion or the golden ratio in physics? Pag tinignan natin dito sa drawing na ito at titigan ninyo, ganyan yung ratio na yan. Yung kala-loob-looban nung parang papabilog na yan, yung umiikot na kulot na yan, nandyan yung mga number na tinukoy natin kanina. Nandyan yung 0, nandyan yung 1, nandyan yung 2, nandyan yung 3, nandyan yung 5, yung 8, 13, 21, 34. Palaki ng palaki dahil lumalaki yung number. At yan yung shape na kinikreate niya sa tinatawag nga nating divine shape na ito. But this is found in nearly everything we will call beautiful. The same pattern is seen and repeated in all creations. Yung mga dahon na nakikita ninyo na napapaikot, no? Kahit sa whirlpool, ang pag-ikot ng tubig sa ating lababo, sa flush ng ating banyo, yan ay sumusunod din sa Fibonacci sequence. Imagine, pati dyan, sa mga uli-uli, sa mga ipo-ipo, sumusunod sila sa rule na yan. O sa tornado. Pati ang tornado, malaki lang nga yan. Pero para rin yung umiikot na tubig sa yung lababo pagka marami ng kailangang madrain. Mayroong likas na maganda. Kasi God created, therefore, natural ang proportions. Tulad ng kabayo. Tingnan ninyo itong pagsukat sa mukha at ulo ng kabayo. Sobrang sumusunod sa principle na ito. Kaya maganda ang kabayo. Ang ganda-ganda ng proportions. Kaya pag may nasabi sa yung mukha kang kabayo, say thank you. Kasi ang ganda-ganda ng kabayo. Tulad ng Tour Eiffel o yung Eiffel Tower. Sumusunod din yan sa ganyang prinsipyo. Kaya ang gandang tingnan sa mata. Pag may maganda na creation, hindi basta-basta ang proportions, kaya maganda. At ito'y either consciously following the rules na binabanggit natin, o kaya likas, natural yung artist. Kasi ang magaling na artist, susundin niya yung mga rules na yan, yung mga sukat, mga proportion na yan, yung harmony, yung balance. Or kahit hindi niya ginagawa yon, kung likas talaga siyang artist ano man ang gawin niya, magiging maganda kasi susunod sa natural law. Halimbawa sa fern, pag tiningnan mo yung kaliit-liit ang dahon ng fern, ganyan ang korte. Pero pag tiningnan mo yung buong tangkay na maraming dahon doon nakakabit, kamukha ng shape ng buong tangkay yung isang dahon. At yung maraming mga tangkay na yun, pag pinagsama-sama mo sa isang sanga ng fern, kamukha pa rin yung shape ng sanga. So yung shape ng maliit na dahon, shape noong kumpul-kumpul na dahon, at shape ng maraming dahon na kumpul-kumpul na naging isang sanga, magkakamukha ng shape, kaya maganda. Ganyan din ang cauliflower. Pag tiningnan mo sa kalit-liitan niyang bahagi, sumusunod din yun sa ganong prinsipol. Kaya maganda siya. Ang hugis ng pinakamaliit na bahagi ay magpapaulit-ulit, palaki ng palaki. Kaya alam mong may creator, may designer, hindi aksidente. Nature follows the fractal pattern for structure integrity. Kaya yan ay nagagamit or to fit as many small parts in the smallest space without overlapping, kaya hindi maganda ang magulo. The pattern of the peacock's tail in this picture follows the fractal pattern. Kung ano ang shape ng isang maliit na bilog, yun ang shape ng mga katabi niyang bilog, at pag pinagsama-sama mo sila, nabubuo ang malaking shape na kamukha ng shape ng maliit. Even patterns of and in snowflakes. Pag tinignan mo sa microscope, yung mga maliliit na butil ng snow, ganyan ang makikita mo mga shape na pinapalakit, ginagawang Christmas decor. Pero hindi naman nakikita ng naked eye yan. Pero kita nyo kung gaano kaliliit yan. Pero yung pinakamaliliit niya, mga sanga, kamukha nung malaki-laking sangang kinakabilangan niya, at kamukha nung mas malaking sangang kinakabilangan ng maliliit na sanga, at pag pinagdugtong-dugtong mo sila, kamukha nung maliit yung malaki. Mayroong Diyos na nagde-design, Diyos na maganda, Diyos na mahilig sa maganda. Amos 4:13. He who forms the mountains, who creates the wind, and who reveals his thoughts to mankind, who turns dawn to darkness, and treads on the heights of the earth, the Lord Almighty is his name. And Ezekiel 16:14. In your fame spread among the nations on account of your beauty, because the splendor I had given you made your beauty perfect, declares the sovereign Lord. God is beauty, and God is in the details. Kahit sa sapot ng gagamba. Kaya kahit tingnan mo ng microscope, the more powerful lenses you have, the more you will see beauty in micro things, in the smallest things, in quantum things. At kung meron ka malalaking lenses, mga binoculars, makikita mo ang mga bituin, ang mga buwan, ang mga planeta, makikita mo rin ang kagandahan ng kanilang mga kaayusan. Nandun pa rin yung tatak ng maker, ng creator. Colossians 1:17, He is before all things, and in Him all things hold together. Psalm 24:1, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Since an objective definition of beauty and ideal is based on and created by God, the journey of discovering beauty is also discovering the wonder of God. Mas kinikilala mo ang kagandahan, mas sinusundan mo, tinahabol ang kagandahan, mas lumalapit ka sa Diyos. Psalm 19:1-4. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of His hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech, they use no words. No sound is heard from them, yet their voices goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. Ito ang ginagawa ng mga kalikasan, ng mga likha ng Diyos. They give us beautiful songs, poems, sermons, teachings about God and God's beauty. The heavenly bodies declare the wonder and glory of God. They reveal the hands of the Creator, just like how the fractals and the golden ratio appear all over creation. Obviously, intelligence, power, and force make nature follow a pattern. And all of that is God. To become more beautiful is to become more like God. Therefore, beautify your thoughts. Kailangan pinapaganda natin ang takbo ng ating isip. 2 Peter 1:5-8. For this very reason, make every effort to add to your faith goodness, and to goodness, knowledge, and to knowledge, self-control, and to self-control, perseverance, and to perseverance, godliness, and to godliness, mutual affection, and to mutual affection, love. Ang ending ng lahat ng pagpapaganda ng isip, ng asal, love. Love is beauty. Beauty is love. God is love. God is beauty. Very, very interconnected. Titus 1:15, to the pure, all things are pure. But to those who are corrupted and do not believe, nothing is pure. In fact, both their minds and consciences are corrupted. So kung pure ang isip mo, pure ang lalabas na iniisip. Kung maganda ang isip mo, maganda ang iyong maiisip. So alam na natin, pag hindi maganda ang napag-iisip, pagka hindi maganda ang mga lumalabas sa ating bibig, hindi maganda ang naguguni-guni, ibig sabihin, kailangang i-beautify ang ating isip, ang ating paraan ng pag-iisip. So beautify your mind, beautify your body. 1 Corinthians 6:20, therefore honor God with your bodies. Lagi namang ina-associate ng mga relihiyoso to honor God with your body is tiisin mo yung body mo, gutumin mo yung body mo, huwag kang kumain, papayatin mo yan, huwag mo siyang pagbigyan, huwag mong ibigay ang hilig niya. Lagi nila binabaligtad. Romans 12:1, therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Now, that sacrifice should not be limited only to pagtitiis na naman, paghihirap, pangangalirang, gutom. Kasi to be a living sacrifice means yung sacrifice mo, living, alive. So dapat yung katawan na yan, buhay na buhay, dapat masigla, dapat maganda, dapat kumakain, exercise, gumagawa ng mabuti, gumagawa ng tama. Yun ang living sacrifice. At yun ang magandang gawin sa ating katawan. So beautify your thoughts, beautify your body, beautify your surroundings. Because God created a very beautiful surrounding, huwag nating sirain. At kung nasira na, i-repair natin. Isaiah 32:18, my people will live in peaceful dwelling places, in secure homes, in undisturbed places of rest. Yun ang kagustuhan ng Diyos para sa atin. Kaya talagang dapat na tayo magtulungan, gumawa ng magandang ekonomiya, magkaroon tayo ng mga tamang sweldo sa ating mga manggagawa, magkaroon ng tamang mga profit sharing, para lahat merong enough resources so we will live in safety and in beauty. Beautify your social surroundings. Pinapaganda din natin dapat ang human relationships, ang pakikipagkapwa, pakikipagmabutihan sa kapwa na nasa paligid, kasama yan sa pinapaganda. Galatians 6:10, therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all people. Beautify your world to bring the material world into the configurations of spiritual realms of God's space. Pag pinapaganda mo yung ayos sa mga silya sa kwarto, inaayos mo yung paraan ng pagtataob ng mga baso. Pagka inaayos mo ang pagpapatong ng toilet paper sa kanyang patungan, pagka pinapaganda mo ang setting ng iyong mesa, inaayos mo ang beddings mo. Pag ginagandahan mo ang ayos ng iyong mga damit sa cabinet, ang mga tools mo diyan sa garahe, ang pagpaparada mo ng mga sasakyan, pag inaayos mo lahat yan, pag nakinig ka sa iyong inborn Spirit of God of beauty, aayusin mo yan kamukha ng ayos ng mga Milky Way, ng mga galaxies, ng mga bulaklak, ng mga puno, ng mga planeta, magiging one ka in harmony with all other creation. Luluwag ang iyong dibdib, sasaya ang iyong mata, sasaya ang iyong hininga, ang iyong pakiramdam, bubuti ang iyong mood, gaganda ang iyong ugali, sasarap ang mga salitang lumalabas sa iyong bibig, you will beautify your life. Kaya dapat yung mga bahay hindi magugulo. Yung iiwan mo lang yung tsinelas mo, talsik-talsik, hindi pa pantay-pantay. Yung mga plato nyo, sabog-sabog. Yung mga muebles, natapakan mo na, nadapa ka na dahil nakakalat, hindi maganda ang ayos. Beautify your world. Yan ang iniwan, ibinigay sa atin ng Diyos na mundo, may kaayusan. Hindi nagbabanggaan ng mga planeta. Hindi yung paglakad mo sa bahay mo, bumabangga ka sa lahat ng cabinet kasi mali ang ayos, mali ang arrangement. 2 Corinthians 3:17-18. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And we all, who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory, are being transformed into His image with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit. It's a mouthful. Ang sinasabi lang niyan, dapat tayo unti-unting nagiging kamukha ni Jesus. At si Jesus, bilang anak ng Diyos, Jesus is beautiful. Jesus is Son of God. God is God of beauty. So, dapat nagiging beautiful din tayo. Hindi mo kailangan lagyan ng gender yung ganda kung pambabae yun o pang lalaki. Kaya nga sa Tagalog, maganda is for lalaki yan. And for babae, sinasabi lang, magandang babae, magandang lalaki. Pero yung ganda mismo, hindi yun bound by gender. Kasi ang ganda ng Diyos, hindi bound by gender. Psalm 139, 13-14. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. So, ang ganda ng tao, hindi lang sa proportion ng kanyang panga at ng kanyang noo. Kasi iba-iba rin ang mga tao. Pero yung proportion ng kanyang puso, ng kanyang espiritu, yung proportion ng kanyang ugali, kasama pa yon. At meron naman mga tao na gifted sila at mapalad sila at blessed na yung physical na anyo nila is in conformity with usong beauty ng isang panahon. Remember, iba-ibang panahon ay iba-iba rin yung standard of what is beautiful. Pero ang mahalaga, we are beautiful inside. It's good to be beautiful. But what is good will definitely be beautiful. Created by God, every human being is wonderfully made, is wonderful. So see, appreciate, live by and live for, celebrate how God has created you and everyone else. Find, appreciate, celebrate, recreate that God created, God-given beauty in everyone, in every natural thing. Huwag nating sirain ang kalikasan needlessly. Huwag ubusin lahat ng puno for development. Huwag durugin lahat ng bato para gawing graba. Huwag i-bulldoze lahat ng bundok. Kailangan meron tayong igalang dahil nandyan sa ganda ng kalikasan ang kaligayahan ng ating espiritu. When we destroy beauty around us, there is a part of us that dies with it. Kaya kailangan pinapahalagahan natin ang kagandahan at kaayusan. Hindi luho, hindi kayamanan, ganda. Kahit ka walang pera, pwede mong pagandahin ang iyong environment, ang iyong ugali, ang iyong sarili. Yung quality natin environment, yung quality ng beauty ng ating kapaligiran will determine the quality of our satisfaction, happiness, and pleasure. So hanggat abot kaya, pagandahin. Hindi kailangan gastahan yan. Minsan ayos-ayos lang, konti-konting walis-walis dito, rearrange doon, magpapaganda yung magulo. God is beauty. Beauty reveals God. Beauty shows the way to God. Beauty heals, inspires, and sets free. If you are blessed to be surrounded by beauty, by comfort, by harmony, pasalamat sa Diyos and share it with people. If you cannot physically share that beauty around you with people, send a part of it to other people. Help other people beautify their lives, their bodies, their thoughts, their environment. And as you beautify your life, you will become more and more aware of God. You will become more and more like God. and you will love God more and more. Beauty, love for beauty is not vanity. It is part of our spirituality. It's part of godliness. It is built into creation. It is built into our hearts. Let us make things beautiful. I'm reminded of somebody who dedicated a book to me at nag-quote siya na isang Russian writer. Sabi, "Together, let us make a beautiful world." God bless us all.